Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 63. Today is Wednesday. It is the midweek, midpoint of the week. And yeah, it feels quiet here today. Yesterday it was just a lot. It was emotional. There was just a lot of energy that was coming up for many. And today feels like maybe expectant, is that the right word? Like anticipatory? It's like there's a little bit of room to pause and breathe after yet another wave of expansion and healing. So, here we are on Wednesday. When I was meditating this morning and preparing for this space, the word duality kept coming forward, and then I started exploring, what does that mean? Like in the duality, through the duality, the messiness of the duality. And what I got was experiencing duality. There's a card from my Osho deck, my Zen deck, that describes this so beautifully. So I'm going to read that first and then kind of see if there are any reflections even needed. Of course, the card is called Schizophrenia, and that just seems so appropriate for the way we are all experiencing duality right now. The contrast of all the emotions and the speed of the ride, going from volatile to calm to chaotic to still it feels schizophrenic in many ways. And so this card is just such a beautiful description. So I'm going to read it to you. Here's what it says. And anytime it says man, I'm just going to put in here, it's human. Man and woman, human. Actually, I'm just going to use the word human. I'm going to edit it slightly because that feels more appropriate. Human is split. Schizophrenia is a normal condition of human, at least now. It may not have been so in the primitive world, but centuries of conditioning, civilization, culture, and religion have made human a crowd, divided, split, contradictory. But because the split is against his or her nature, deep down, somewhere hidden, the unity still survives. Because the soul of human is one, all the conditionings at the most destroy the periphery of the human, but the center remains untouched. That's how human continues to live. But his or her life has become a hell. The whole effort of Zen is how to drop the schizophrenia, how to drop this split personality, how to drop the divided mind of man, divided kind of man, how to drop the divided mind of human, how to become undivided, integrated, centered, crystallized. The way you are, you cannot say that you are. You don't have a being. You are a marketplace, many voices. If you want to say yes, immediately the no is there. You cannot even utter a simple word yes with totality. In this way, happiness is not possible. Unhappiness is a natural consequence of a split personality. The card, the image of schizophrenia, I'll post it in the Soulshine Tribe. It shows on Facebook. It shows like these two huge, like triangular shapes, and there's this tiny human hanging with the hands on one end and the feet on the other end, just dangling in midair. And it's way up. It looks like, there's a chasm that this human is going to fall into below. And there's a couple birds flying up in the sky above the human, and then all these sort of soft clouds floating way down at the bottom of this chasm, this opening. And it says, the person on this card brings a new twist to the old idea of getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. But we are in precisely this sort of situation when we get stuck in the indecisive and dualistic aspect of the mind. Should I let my arms go and fall head first? Or let my legs go and fall feet first? Should I go here or there? Should I say yes or no? And whatever decision we make, we will always wonder if we should have decided the other way. The only way out of this dilemma is, unfortunately, to let go of both at once. You can't work your way out of this one by solving it, making lists of pros and cons, or in any way working it out with your mind. Better to follow your heart if you can find it. If you can't find it, just jump. Your heart will start beating so fast, there will be no mistake about where it is. Isn't that amazing how beautifully that is expressed? Yeah, so I would add my little commentary to the amazing wisdom of Osho and all that is expressed through the Zen philosophy. It feels at this time in humanity, on Earth, on this beautiful planet, it feels schizophrenic. It feels like we can see both sides. Well, I'll speak for myself. I feel like I can see both sides. I can understand what the feminine is feeling, understand what the masculine is feeling. I can understand what the human journey feels like, and I can so clearly and firmly understand what the infinite soul knows to be true. I can feel the possibility of being here in the present moment, and I can just as quickly get pulled down into the past or fearful or projecting into the future. I can understand my perspective and understand the perspective of those around me. And when we are able to feel and tune into all of that, all of the ways that the duality shows up, physical, spiritual, all of it, it can feel so chaotic and so crazy and so overwhelming. And my way through is simply to be present, to be in whatever is coming forward in the moment and being fully in that moment. And so sometimes that means I feel great and I'm laughing and I feel so excited about what is happening in my life and everyone I see around me. And the very next morning, that same evening, an hour later, I can be feeling the angst and the turmoil and the fear and the emotions that go with that. And none of it is wrong. None of it is wrong. Experiencing this duality right now, it feels so important so that we can clear whatever needs to clear. When we are in the present moment and we're speaking our truth and we're feeling, like it describes in the card, our center, our own center, then those around us can feel that we are centered, and then they start to get more centered, and right, we all exhale. So I'm simply bringing that forward for each of us to contemplate. I am riding the waves of all that is moving energetically right along with each of you, and I share that in this space so that we know we're not alone and we have common voices, we have common threads that we can weave together and support each other and encourage each other. Last night I made a video, my soul stories, on Tuesday night, and it was raw and emotional and I wasn't sure if I was going to share it, and Yet that is my truth, as my daughter reminded me this morning. That is my truth. And so truth serves when it is authentic, when it is coming from a place of self-understanding, self-love, self-acceptance. It serves. And that is how I show up here. So where are we each feeling, experiencing the duality, trying to hang on to the ledge with our fingernails and our toenails and trying to not fall down into the unknown? Perhaps this card speaks to you also. Like, simply let go and surrender and allow the healing to begin. Because it will. It will. Yeah. There we go. Here we go. I do suggest you see the card. Often the image speaks to us in ways that words can't fully capture. So perhaps the image will create an opening for you to fall through. I send you such love today.
Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.